Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you?
Pretty decent. No real complaints other than I keep forgetting to do shit. You know how it is.
You forgetful? What?
I know, right? It's weird. Weird how that happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, big show tonight. Big show. Lots to talk about. I'm actually a little bit I'm nervous about this one, Jack.
Why?
Because of the video we have to watch.
Oh yeah, and how we're gonna probably piss off about half the audience.
Oh no. That part doesn't bother me. It's showing this kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
It's gross. That's why.
Yeah, it makes you feel scummy. And it's tough. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, it's not about me feeling scummy. I do want to clarify that. Sometimes it's hard to watch this, and putting it out there is for the audience, guys. We're gonna watch Steven Crowder berating his 8-month pregnant wife and saying some horrific shit to her. And I have some questions about some of the things going on in this video, Jack.
I'm gonna take issue with something you just said.
What's that?
You said his 8-month pregnant wife. That's just call it what it is. She got fat. All right.
Well, I mean, no, Jack. There's 2 little babies in that belly. She's not fat. It's not like an Ethiopian kid with that big old belly.
Oh, well, they eat a lot over there.
They do. I mean, apparently UN food rations are chock full of carbs.
Pretty sure that's just them starving to death.
No. They're chunky. Anyhow, so it comes out today. There's an article put out on Substack that Steven Crowder, kind of a douchebag. Anybody shocked? I was waiting for your shocked face, Jack.
I don't have any left. I ordered some. They're not here yet.
And to back this up, there was video from a ring cam at the Crowder house back in, I want to say it was July of 2021. And there's a 30-second video going around of this that you could watch. But we're not going to watch that one, Jack. And not because I just want to get that great content, but because it cuts off. There's a major piece of it missing.
I thought you were going to say we're padding the show for runtime.
Fuck no, dude. I'd pull up any random video to do that.
I know. That's what I was thinking too. That's why I didn't think that was making a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, I can. We could watch a 30-second commercial. I could turn it into a 2-hour show.
Yeah, I think we've done that before.
No, in fact, I want to get through this video as quick as possible because it's gross. But
I've heard that said about my porn habits before.
And that's the same thing.
Yeah, you sound like my ex-girlfriend now.
I
want to get through this one. It's weird and gross.
The Dark Conservatarian, thank you so much. If the potholer drama didn't make me, I would have definitely unsubbed from Steve over all this recent drama he's having, especially the Daily Wire drama. Yeah, I said on Twitter today, actually in response to you, Jack. I was with Steven. I was. Even through the Daily Wire stuff, I was like, look, I think he's wrong here, but I like Steven. And then the Dave Landau stuff came out, and I'm like, I still like Steve. And then this stuff came out, and I'm like, fuck Steve.
Yeah, well, see, that's the benefit I had. I didn't like him to begin with. I mean,
yeah,
I didn't hate him or anything, I guess, but I do now.
Yeah, I never disliked Steven. So before anybody could ever come out and go, like, you just hate Steve, that's bullshit. And I have tons of hours where we talked about Steven Crowder, where I've said I like the guy, that I enjoyed his content. You can't do that here.
No, I at best had like a mild disdain for him.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
don't like his presentation method, his the way he talks. So, seems like bad acting sometimes because he's got like some theater training or something, and it
He's
kind of shows itself in his cadence, and that irritates the fuck out of me for some reason.
when it comes to his delivery, sometimes I do think he thinks he's a lot funnier than he is with his impressions. Um, Rich Little, man.
Well, Rich Little wasn't very funny either.
No, but Rich Little could do his impressions.
Yeah, that's fair. Real quick, thank you, Shio. How do you start an Ethiopian mosh pit? Throw the rotten bread loaf into the youth hostel. Wow,
That's dark.
that is dark. Well, it would be. They're Ethiopian.
All right. So this is the ring cam. This is pregnant Hillary. I was going to say Clinton. No. Hillary Crowder standing here talking to Stephen, who's sitting down here. Let's see how the audio is.
I drew a boundary.
It's fine. It's kind of in a tunnel because it's bad audio recording. Also, can we just point out that the placement of this camera is pretty shit?
Well,
Like
it's
it's in a
supposed to be
weird
watching.
angle,
It's supposed to be watching this door.
but it should be angled down more so you can see it instead of more of that fucking roof. You shouldn't see that much of the roof if you're watching the door. It should be turned down just a little more so you can also get like where he's seated and stuff like that, so you can get that whole area.
I feel like you have the wrong takeaway here.
Oh no, I think I have the right takeaway. This is a poorly positioned ring camera. Whoever did this should have been fired because that is not that helpful of a shot.
Thank you, Snubberth. I don't really see the big appeal. Celebs and political people are usually dicks to their spouses. Well, here's the problem, and let's go ahead and talk about it and set this up. The other day, Steven Crowder decided to address this because of something Candace Owens said back during the Daily Wire fight. You realize that video that he played of Candace wasn't like recent?
Yeah, that was from like January or something.
Yeah, and so he decided, hey, look, everybody's been talking about it. Nobody was talking about it.
Well, he was, I think, implying the extortion thing.
I think what he was actually doing is trying to get the attention off of the Dave Landau thing. And I said that at the time.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
And in order to do that, what he did was come out and talk about his divorce that nobody gave a shit about. And like, these people are extorting me and I don't believe Texas, I can't believe Texas allows you to get divorced. Should be against the law. I'm paraphrasing. And that that they were just coming after him for it. And then he says, shit, I forgot my point on that.
I don't know. I don't know where you were going with that.
I do remember. I do remember him saying that I just chose wrong. That was the part I wanted to highlight. The mistakes were all mine in that I chose wrong for his spouse. Yeah, so let's see how he chose wrong. Now, by the way, guys, what I was going to say when I stopped this, the sound is garbage, but there are there's closed captioning that was put into this by the people who uploaded it. So we don't normally ask you to actually watch the screen, but you're going to have to if you want to see everything that's going on here.
Oh, have to. Let's see how it is.
Or you're going to have to adjust your volume up and down as we go between me and Jack talking and the actual video itself. So here's Steven Crowder being a complete dick to his 8-month pregnant wife. We'll get back to the 8-month pregnant wife thing over and over through this.
I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary of abusive and cruel. You were not taking the car.
Keldrig, thank you. Imagine being so insufferable that your beard shaves itself off. Way to go, Crowder. Wow. I'm very curious about this part, Jack. It becomes very apparent that the Crowders only have a car.
I found that really weird. Like, why do you only own one car? You're like millionaires.
You only have one car. You have a wife and kids at home, and you only have well, they didn't have kids at this time. This is their first children, and they had twins. But
Oh,
you have a
God.
wife at home, and she doesn't have a way to get away from home when you're not there.
Does she need one?
Well, grocery shopping,
She's got them 2 walking sticks they call legs.
I guess.
It's the only part
She
of
has-
her that's not tubby.
If you refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
I just want to point out that he says if you refuse to do wifely things to a pregnant woman.
Does he mean it in the biblical way or like the
Look,
housekeeping way?
I don't care which way he means it. Unless he, snuck up on her sleep. She was doing wifely things at least once. At least one time she did some wifely things.
And you got 2 for 1 there. 2 kids for one spooge.
Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you first?
Now, he says it would be unreasonable for him to go to the grocery store. Did you catch that part of this?
Well, some people are too good for the grocery store.
I used to go grocery shopping all the time, especially when I worked at the store.
I
It
kind
would
of
be-
like grocery shopping. It's like a zen thing for me.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, I like to shop anyway, but I know it'd be unreasonable for me to have to go buy shit.
Well,
Thank you,
it's-
Seal. I did like Crowder, but after the Landau stuff, I found him to be a big hypocrite. The contracts, no shit. With this, I'm totally done with Crowder. I want to see one more Crowder piece. I want to see his response to all this.
Yeah, I mean, there's I have a lot of questions, but yeah, it's not so much that like she doesn't want to go grocery shopping. To me, it's that he doesn't want to. I find that kind of odd because like I like food. I'm a fat guy, so
I don't. Well, let's get to that. Let's watch a little bit more.
Hillary, how do you respect the man? Yes, other than that, other than that, I receive love. No, other than that, no, you're not taking the car.
Stephen,
You're
this
not
is-
taking the car.
Stephen,
You are not.
then I
taking
will ask them to pick me up. Would you like me to ask?
Did you catch that? You're not taking the car. You're not taking. She got to go grocery shopping. You're not taking the car. But then she asks him, I'll get a ride. Who do you want me to ask? Not, I'll call my friend. I'll call my mom. Who do you want me to ask?
are they Muslim? Does she need permission to ask one of her friends to give her a ride somewhere?
Fucking apparently.
And then he's like, "What is that threat?" I don't understand how that's a threat.
Yeah.
Like, what your pregnant wife is going to get a ride with one of her friends? How I don't understand where the threat there is. That one just boggles my mind. Obviously, they're arguing, so you say dumb
Sure.
shit when you argue. So maybe it was just one of those stupid things
Well-
that people say when they're mad.
No, is that a threat part? Yeah, I'm with you. That's weird, but look, who do you want me to ask? That is some conditioned behavior right there.
It does seem that way.
And Nuts points out that her family isn't there. She could have friends. They lived there for a while. Anyway,
It's not a threat, Stephen.
Get an Uber.
Okay, Stephen, I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
Stephen,
Like I can't
Steven.
go. Listen to me. Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't go. I can't be home. You're gonna take the car and leave me here.
why can't he call his friends?
Yeah, don't his friends have cars? Like, I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my friends. Now he makes a suggestion later to her that would apply to him as well. He could take an Uber.
Yeah, you know what would help a lot in this situation?
A second car?
A second car.
Yeah, like you're rich. Obviously, that's a nice house. He's not
You-
poor. There's an
Oh, yeah.
in-ground pool.
He's got the in-ground pool and all that. He could have probably went and paid cash for a brand new car this day. They could have went, look, we only have this one car. This is causing constraints on both of us. Why don't we go car shopping?
Yeah, just get some like piece of shit disposable car like a Camry or something. Something that gets good mileage and is reliable, but when it's broken, you get rid of it.
But he might want to go to the gym or go see his mommy.
Which he could do in his Camry. See? The Camry solves lots of problems.
Snubber, thank you. When I first heard this, I was like, was this during COVID? Apparently not. So he could do all of those things. Yeah, this was the middle of 2021. So some places were locked down. Not all. He could have certainly gone and seen his mommy. I don't think there was a restriction from the Texas government in, I think it was July that this came out, or that this was recorded. July of 2021, where like, you can't even see your mom.
Now, do his parents drive? Because they could have come got him. They could come over and visit his house.
I'm fairly certain they do. I bet they have 2 cars too.
Now, as a person that doesn't like leaving their house because I'm a shut-in and all my cool stuff is here, I don't have a problem with like having my friends over. So why doesn't he have people come over to his house where he's got all his cool shit?
That's a good question. And it's weird. The thing on the screen right now, and I don't remember if we've heard it quite yet or not, says, Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me by going to the grocery store.
Yes. You've boxed me in. I feel trapped in my home, my luxurious mansion full of cool stuff. Doesn't he have a home gym? Like, why don't you have a home gym, especially in the middle of COVID when you're rich?
I'm pretty sure he has one.
What the fuck's he talking about? You want to go out and grunt with a bunch of other dudes? That's kind of weird. I don't like being around other people's sweat.
In fairness to Steven on that part, even a home gym, chances are you're not going to have all of the stuff, and you're going to get a better workout if you go to a full equipped gym. Just in fairness to Steve.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like, I'm just saying these grievances are pretty fucking lame.
All right.
Just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either.
See,
Do you understand the difference between unlike being?
Can I just point out that she's literally barefoot and pregnant?
Oh yeah, she's barefoot, isn't she?
Isn't that just the best addition to this video?
Anyway. Well, yeah, it does add to it.
I do need to point this out before we go any further. There have been no accusations of actual physical abuse on either side. Neither one has said that. It's not in any of the court filings that anybody's been able to drag up. In the article that's attached to this, they make that very clear. Yeah. So anything we're talking about here that may be abusive is all mentally, verbally. I want to point that out because that is important.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Some bearded, stupid assholes keep trying to point this like it's like the Amber Heard thing, which we'll get to later. But no, there's no suggestion of physical abuse on this. Snub, thank you. This also is reaffirming the conservative marriages treat women like slaves narrative. Yeah, it is. Thanks for that, Stephen.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I hadn't really thought of.
Set to the second, and you're going to be back on back.
Stephen.
The only way out of it is discipline.
What?
Play that part again, if you would, please, because it kind of dropped out a little bit.
Let's see if I can get it back just to the right point. All right.
The only way out of it is discipline and respect.
The only way out of this is discipline and respect.
You got to learn your lessons, little girl. Discipline and respect. Are you sure he's not Muslim?
The only way out of this is discipline and respect, bitch. Wow. Okay, respect. All right, fair. The only way for us to communicate properly and get out of this situation we're in is for us to be respectful to each other. The only way out of this is discipline.
My issue with this is so far she's been pretty calm, and we haven't actually seen her say anything that was disrespectful. Other than I'm leaving and I don't really give a fuck. It's my car.
Yeah.
Because it's marriage property. So it's her car too. And she said she'd pick up whatever he wanted from the store. So I don't really get what they're fucking arguing about. It's fucking dumb.
You know what was weird to me? As a married person, there was never a, hey, can I tag along?
No, he wanted to go to his friends in the gym if he felt the desire. I don't think he actually really seemed to actually want to go anywhere. He just wanted the option.
Well, no, remember at the beginning, he's going, no, I'll just go. I know it's unreasonable, but I'll go. Why not? Hey, why don't we go?
Yeah, well, he needed to feel very put upon. Oh, thank you, Keldrig. Oh my God, he whines like a literal child. That doesn't work either. My God, an actual child. I thought that was incredibly whiny, but I always think he's got a kind of a nasally voice, and it comes off as pretty whiny most of the time to me. So I thought that was just my bias.
I'm with you on that. I don't think that he was actually being whiny right there. It's just the way his voice sounded with the thing he was saying.
Yeah, I can't tell because he's got such a nasally voice that it always sounds kind of whiny to me, and I just assume that's my bias toward him, because I think, well, his voice is whiny all the time, so I was just gonna let that one slide. But it's a fair point, Keldrick. You're entitled to feel that way.
I know I've seen him on the show before where he's clearly not whining, where he's like responding to something that the left has said, and he's done that, especially when he drags out the word either. He comes off as very whiny sounding where he's not actually necessarily whining. Maybe he was here and I'm reading it wrong.
I can't tell.
Yeah, I hear what is saying, but I really don't think that part was whiny. I think that was more of the argumentation going on here. But anyway, let's get back to the.
Yeah, I wish she'd cover up that fat roll.
That is not fat. Be nice to this pregnant woman.
I don't know this bitch. She ain't fucking me.
It's the only way out of it when we're at an impasse.
We are at an impasse.
Good. Because you can't have any discipline.
Yeah.
We're at an impasse because you can't have any discipline and respect. Wow.
Yeah. When she said we're at an impasse and he said good, I thought that's a weird reaction. But again,
that's weird.
Heat of the moment, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. You throw your hand. You give up so easily.
I don't give up, Stephen.
You give up so easily. I just said the only way out of this is discipline and respect. You said then we're at an impasse.
Stephen, no, we are at an.
You give up too easily. I made demands and you didn't give in. Again,
did she give up too easily or not, or is she just being a bitch? I don't know.
She just wants to go to the stove. Can we point that out?
At that point, I mean, just have it delivered.
Well, right, yeah. I mean, well, I don't know if they had it in that area. They might not have at the time.
In that neighborhood, come on. They have an in-ground pool. Amazon will deliver to your neighborhood, I'm pretty sure.
I do want to again stress, like when people have arguments, they say stupid shit that they wish they could take back later and stuff. Most of what we've seen right now, I've just been laughing at because it's really stupid, dumb shit to say. I'm playing this for something that's coming up here real shortly, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I love you, but Stephen, you're a beast.
Oh, before we get to that, thank you so much. Grizzly, how you doing? Long time no see. Never had a girl, but it's out of control for these people. Sometimes you've got to be careful what love you trust, chosen, and not be scammed or abused. What do you mean not? Are you suggesting, because I have seen this suggested by certain, but by Stephen himself, actually, that Hillary just latched onto him for money, even though she met him before he was famous or had money? She didn't just latch on to Stephen like, oh my God, he's got a Blaze contract. I'm going to go suck a dick and try to get rich. They were married before he was like a name.
Yeah, they were married when he was like a stand-up comedian, right?
The article mentions that they were married before he was making $100K a year. How much before that? I'm not sure, but yeah. Anyway.
But it's not bad advice to screen who you're you're with.
Sure.
In a general sense, you should have a good idea who you're gonna give half your shit to.
Yeah, Steven's paranoid. We learned that from this and the DW drama. Definitely understatement. This dude's paranoid. And look, I think Steven needs help. I really do. I had been attributing it to his ego, which I think plays a part in this as well, but this dude's fucking paranoid. He needs serious help.
If he was a proper paranoid, that camera would be positioned better.
I'm going to let that one slide. All right, here we go. We're not having that argument again.
It's not an argument. I'm right.
If it was tilted down more, you wouldn't get to see all the way to the edge over there.
There's probably another camera over there. If he's a proper paranoid, he should have multiple cameras covering different angles so you could get people rounding corners and shit like that.
You know what? You bastard. What? I just said I wasn't arguing this and I started arguing it again.
Yeah, because I know how your brain works.
God damn it. All right, back to the sitcom of the year here. Play.
Oh.
Play.
Watch it. Watch it.
Watch it.
Fucking watch it.
Fucking watch it.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. We need to just talk and baby for a little bit. Okay? I love you. I love you very much.
I don't love you. That's the big problem.
That's the part I wanted to play it for. I love you very much. I don't love you. That's the big problem. That is some fucked up things to say to your 8-month pregnant wife because she wants to go to the fucking store.
That's a fucked up thing to say to your wife at any point, pregnant or not. That's really, really cruel.
Yeah, Steven, you just chose wrong. That's what happened here. You chose wrong, and the damn Texas government won't make this woman stay married to you.
Well, if she learned discipline and respect, maybe.
Is there anything else in this video we need to watch? Should we just finish it?
I think we should probably let it go because there is more here. I think it's best for context.
I've never received love from you, and the fact is, when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D, you just be disciplined about it. You go, no, but I love you more than life itself. Okay, put on some gloves.
You're right.
But I love you more than life itself.
We did need to catch that part too.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
I love you more than life itself. But then when I tell you to do A, B, C, not ask you, when I tell you to do A, B, C, and D, you're like, nah. Now, the put on gloves thing, it's not explained in this video. And I want to explain it real fast, Jack, because he brings it up again. The put on gloves is that those dogs need medicine. You see the dogs walking around, and we'll mention dog walking here in a minute. They need medicine, and she's pregnant, and she's worried about any kind of toxicity from that medicine. And she's like, I don't want to do that. Could you do that? And he's like, put on gloves, bitch. That's what that's in reference to.
Yeah, that actually is kind of a serious thing because there are certain medications and stuff that if you handle them, it could get in through your pores.
Yep.
And with pregnant women, it can make your kid all tarded.
And she's worried about that. And instead of him being like, oh, man, I'll take care of that. You don't need to worry about that. You're 8 months pregnant. I got that. He's like, fuck you, bitch. Put on some gloves. Get some discipline in your life. You rock on the discipline. All right.
Fair, and it's disingenuous. Hillary, you're right then, past. Become someone, listen to me, day in and day out, worthy of a wife. No, not as a wife. I didn't say as a wife. Hillary.
What you need to do is become a better wife, bitch.
He drew a boundary.
He did. He drew a boundary. Dude.
Hillary, come on now.
I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to engage anymore. I'm gonna go. I'll text me what you need. I'll get you what you need. I love you. I'm committed to you.
Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not gonna.
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just said I love you. I'm committed to it. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things? Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm good.
Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to get the medication the dogs? No, you take Betty.
Now, what it says on the screen, they don't actually play. When they go inside, Stephen has admitted this apparently. The rest of what we're going to talk about is all stuff that has not actually been publicly displayed.
In video, yeah. It's just in an article.
Stephen says to his wife, screams at his wife, "I will fuck you up." Because she wants to go to the store. She won't walk the dogs at 8 months pregnant. And she doesn't want to handle medication that may or may not harm the child. She doesn't want to take that chance. I will fuck you up, bitch. Well, I'm adding the bitch, but at that point, why isn't it there? I don't love
it
you.
Been a cooler statement.
I don't love you. Because you won't do what I tell you to do, bitch. And that's what it boils down to. You won't do what I tell you to do. So now, this is going to sound, this is a weird way to put it. In Steven's defense, apparently after he said, "I will fuck you up," something snapped in his brain and he realized he was like out of control. And he's like, "Yeah, okay, I went way too far." You shouldn't have to get that far.
Yeah. This was clearly some kind of power struggle for him. And she was trying to extract herself from the situation a couple times. And she should have. She should have just turned and left.
She should have, yeah.
Because once this sort of power struggle starts, it's very hard to not spiral into like screaming matches and God knows what else. So her trying to leave the situation was a good move. She should have done it sooner.
Spud says, "Not being funny, but at 8 months pregnant, I'm not surprised she doesn't want to walk the dogs in Texas in the summer." Yeah. And you guys have to remember, not just 8 months pregnant. She is 8 months pregnant with twins, which are higher risk. At this point, if this was my wife, Jack, she wouldn't be allowed to go to the store because I would be the overprotective husband saying, "Sit your ass down. I got it." Not, "Bitch, why ain't you walking my dogs?"
Yeah, I mean, he should have just gone to the store with her and got it over with. In relationships, you have to do shit you don't want to do. And if that means putting on gloves and giving your dogs medication occasionally, well, that's what the consequence of having dogs. She should be handling medication at that point, especially with twins. This is not just the fact that he's yelling at a pregnant woman. It's because there are actual concerns that go along with that. Oh, thank you, understatement. Not a crowd of fanboy or hater. I have questions. Obviously, his wife's team releases to manipulate the narrative. And I read the article and it's pretty one-sided. The 3-minute clip doesn't show their entire marriage, and pregnant lady isn't an argument.
We'll get to that in a second. Let me get these real quick, Jack. Kaz1, "This level of unraveling is why mom yelled at you for pulling on strings sticking out of your sweater." True. And Snubberth asks, "Thank you so much. Also, how did they get this video public?" That's why I wanted to wait, Jack, because we had a thing there. These videos were released. All of this stuff was released by her family. He's very clear in this that he didn't have direct communication with Hillary. This is all stuff that he got from her family, probably through the divorce proceedings.
Yeah, I'm sure this was turned over in discovery. If she didn't personally pull it off the hard drive and take it to her lawyer.
Well, that's let's talk about Jeremy, because the quartering never missing a chance to suck up to Crowder. Oh my God, he had some bad takes today, Jack.
Yeah, he was full of bad takes.
And one of them was, imagine digging through thousands of hours of Ring camera footage to find this to make your ex look sleazy. You know what? I
No.
can get the actual. Let's bring the actual thing he set up on the screen. He deleted it, but luckily this is the internet, and that kind of stuff doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Because, well, being a douchebag should be seen. Imagine scrubbing through thousands of hours of footage from your family's home surveillance system so you can trim a 3-minute out of context fight with your husband to smear him online. I have to think he is better off. Can we get a clap for Jeremy? Can we, dude? I've seen you with some really horrific fucking takes before, but the chick who was told at 8 months pregnant, I don't love you, and you don't do exactly what I tell you to, and you're not giving those dogs drugs that you're actually worried could harm the children. He's better off without her. That's wonderful. Now, wait. He goes further. He says, even worse. Imagine leaking you and your husband's text messages to some douchebag online just to smear him when you're about to cash out millions in a divorce. Crowder may have been an asshole in a random clip, but the kind of woman who would do that, That's right. Steven's not, look, he was just an asshole in that thing. But leaking him being an asshole, that's the real crime here. That's the real crime.
Well, when you're working the shaft that hard.
God damn, dude.
I imagine that they probably have a lot more than just this one clip.
Oh, yes. I'm sure there's more.
Yes. And I'm sure some of that will get leaked out as well. I'm not saying we know the full context here. Maybe the argument started over something even more petty and stupid than what we just saw.
Maybe.
But he does come off as a controlling asshat in this.
My wife and I, when we've had our fights, it's almost always started over something really stupid.
Yeah, most fights are in relationships.
And when it's all over and we look back, like, how did that even start? Like, was that really over like a can of soda or something stupid like that? Seriously, it's that dumb.
Yeah.
But it's still how he reacted. And I'm sorry, you're not going to convince me that I don't love you to your 8-month pregnant wife is ever a good thing to say.
Yeah, I maintain the pregnancy had very minimal elements of this because people are really focusing on the fact she's pregnant, and that there is that. But to say you don't love your wife to her at any time is bad.
How did this start? I'll bet it's your fault, Monk. 9 out of 10 times, absolutely. Not all the time, but yes, most of the time, because I'm a very headstrong jackass. Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist $12. I don't care enough about Steven to give a fuck about this divorce. However, the shit stirring is quite enjoyable. Popcorn, entertain me, peasants. We're trying.
We are all here for the drama. Let's be honest. Monkey. Monkey. Oh, there you are. You're back.
Oh, sorry.
Go back 30 seconds in time.
Sure. I just want to let you know that yelling at me when it is down doesn't help because I can't hear it.
Doesn't help, but it amuses the audience, and I find it fun.
Cast One, thank you so much. I just like when I come back and I hear you doing it. I'm like, he does know if I couldn't hear right now, I couldn't hear right now, right?
Yeah, it's part of the joke.
Cast One, thank you. Jeremy, imagine doing something I built my whole brand off. Loser. Jeremy just reads. Son of a bitch. Jeremy, imagine doing so. Will you just read it for me?
Yeah.
Can you read it still?
Jeremy, imagine doing something I built my whole brand off the back of. Get wrecked, loser. Jeremy just reads internet drama for fuck's sake. Jarbo was a lesson.
Now, that didn't break up at all. This is bullshit. Thank you for reading that for me, dude. Uh-oh. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I didn't know I needed to respond to that.
Well, I said thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
There we go. Man,
I was typing.
we're gonna have a divorce here in a second.
Oh, does this mean I'm getting fired?
No, you still have to do the show.
Oh. What, you're gonna not pay me?
Yes, damn it.
Oh, fuck. Oh, wait.
Anyhow, I want to talk about the pregnant thing because this is one of the things that Jeremy. God, I really want to watch that, but it'll take us 8 years to get through it all.
Let me check
Jeremy-
my day planner. I'm free.
Jeremy did a stream with Sydney Watson tonight, where she changed his mind, but he says a lot of really stupid fucking shit in it. And he starts off his whole thing with, hey, just because she's a pregnant lady doesn't mean shit. You can argue with the pregnant lady. You can argue with a pregnant lady. That is absolutely 100% true, Jack.
Oh, yeah. I've been hit by pregnant women with their purse before, and it's like a ton of bricks. You can absolutely argue with pregnant people. It's just not a good idea because they're mean.
She's a pregnant lady, pregnant with twins in the 8th month of her pregnancy. And you're the father. And you're berating her for not being your personal fucking slave instead of being like, baby, how can I help you out right now? You know, you can be, hey, wait till the kids are born to be a complete dick to her. How about that? Just wait 2 months and then you can tell her, hey, no, now you can't go to the store. Twins is a higher risk pregnancy. And when you get to the 8th month, you're talking about triggering pregnancy. And this was over her wanting to go to the fucking store. And you're too cheap to own 2 goddamn cars as a multi-fucking millionaire.
Look, if she had her own car, she'd go places. Places I didn't give her permission to go. She might do things independently of me, and that's unacceptable. But she might be seeing other dudes on the side or something.
Hi, King Fenor, Alpha Chad of Middle Earth. Thank you so very much. I was afraid Stephen was going to go full Turner or Ike Turner. No shit. And that's why I did bring up that there is literally nothing or no speculation or accusation of physical abuse.
Yeah.
Him saying, I'm going to fuck you up, which, by the way, Jeremy says he just meant financially.
Yeah.
What?
There's no evidence of that.
None at all. But even though that was said, there's no indication that he has ever done that.
I kind of interpreted that as that the argument was making him horny. He was like, I'm going to fuck you up. Oh, yeah.
Apparently, I said triggering pregnancy earlier. Yes, I did mean triggering labor. Sorry.
He already triggered the pregnancy.
Well, maybe. We don't know. Maybe she got out one day when he didn't give her permission and
she got loose in the neighborhood while she was up.
She got loose. She was supposed to be scrubbing the deck or something. I don't know.
Oh my God! Do we start that rumor that Dave Landau's the dad?
Somebody already started that in our chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I missed that.
I think it's probably more likely that Not Gay Jared is the dad.
Oh yeah,
that explains the whole breakup. Those two were too close. Actually, did you see somebody? Not Gay Jared, you shared the one tweet with me.
Yeah,
he said, I've always loved you like a sister if you need anything or something like that. And some guy answered that with like, they just broke up. Give it some time. Like, wait. He said, I love you like a sister. What fucking state do you live in? You think I love you like a sister is somebody trying to pick her up?
I don't know. Is it his stepsister and she's stuck in a dryer?
Are you from West Virginia, for fuck's sake?
No, she's stuck in a dryer.
She's stuck in a dryer.
Stepbrother, what are you doing?
You're supposed to be help. Oh, that helps. Anyhow, I'm just going to leave this Jeremy thing on the screen because it makes me laugh my ass off that Look, dude, I get it. You desperately want to be on Crowder's show more. You want that third chair because that's some money. It is. But could you find somebody who's not a shithead to suck up to just once? Just one time.
That's asking a lot, monkey. You know what I'm kind of waiting for is Lauren Chen's reaction to this, because Steven was inviting me into his family.
Keldrick, thank you. I can hear the banjos as we speak. Yeah. Did you see Lauren's take on the Dave Landau thing?
No.
Yeah, she put out a video based on that, where she kind of pulled back her support for Steven, but not exactly. Just mostly.
Hedging her bets.
Yeah, exactly. Look, in the Landau situation, it says the more we learn, the more I am convinced I was right in the Daily Wire situation. The more I'm convinced that Dave Landau told the truth. And now that Steven thinks a wife is I asked you on Twitter, do you think this guy's favorite movie is the first 10 minutes of Coming to America? Yeah. Like if he told her to hop on one leg and bark like a dog, she's supposed to do it. I gave you A, B, C, and D to do.
It just reinforces my theory that he's a diva. He's very self-centered narcissist who expects everything to go his way. Maybe he's used to that. Maybe she was very passive in the beginning of the relationship. Some guys really like passive women that are like super subservient. And I don't know.
Sure. But this is where the pregnancy does come into play, where at 8 months pregnant, women can't do all the same stuff they did when they were, not pregnant. Especially at 8 months with twins, for fuck's sake. Look at her belly. The girl can barely walk.
Yeah, she's pretty fat.
And you're like, hey, you need to be doing A, B, C, and D. Bitch, you better be happy I didn't go halfway through the alphabet. You're getting off lucky today. And then you got Jeremy piping in. I think Steven got off lucky. Did you watch that tape, motherfucker? I was just being an asshole this one time. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, God. Yes, Steven got off lucky. Fuck right off. All right.
Yeah, I'm with Ebony. I think Boring is thinking he dodged a bullet.
Oh, yeah. I think Daily Wire, you got lucky. Especially when you consider that, remember him saying, I'm going to bring millions of people to your platform. You remember that? Or hundreds of thousands or whatever it was? He didn't bring that to Rumble.
Yeah.
According to the Rumble numbers with the people who subscribe to Steven, and this is just before they go live, it was 5 million a year. They were going to give you 50 million a year, and you're getting 5 million. And even if that's gone up some since, they actually went live, it didn't go up, 1,000%?
Yeah.
So, probably should have taken that Daily Wire thing, but Daily Wire is probably like, whoo, thank God. Hi, King Fenor, Alpha Jad of Middle Earth, thank you again. Jeremy's behavior makes you wonder about Jeremy's marriage. How is Dankula friends with this dude? No, see, when it comes to Jeremy's a puss. I have no doubt that if there's any abuse in that relationship, it's his wife beating the shit out of him. Verbally, of course. Because he's a big puss. And there's nothing wrong with that. But no, you know what it's just clout chasing. That's all it is. You know who doesn't have any clout? Hillary Crowder. You know, has a ton of it? Steven. That is entirely what this is about. Cas1X, thank you. Steven makes enough to pay for minions. Not as much as he would have made.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I think he means like maids and gophers, people. Interns.
No, he don't need to pay for that. He got a wife. He got a wife. Where's my Starbucks, bitch? Anyhow, yeah.
I don't know. I'm picturing my legion of Asian maids. and the things they're gonna dust for me.
Here's
Like
the
my
article.
curio cabinet.
Here's the article. Exclusive video reveals Steven Crowder's emotionally abusing wife. In a statement, Hillary Crowder's family says she hid his emotional abusive behavior for years. This was not coming from her. She's not the one that dropped all of this, at least from what the story tells us. Now, the rest of the story I take with a grain of salt
Well, yeah, because
because
it's coming from a very specific side.
it is coming from a leftist. The guy who wrote this, Yashar, whatever his name is, Yashar Ali. I've talked about him many times on the show because he's a fucking retard.
Yeah.
But there's no evidence. He doesn't provide any evidence. He just says he saw it. And yeah, maybe he saw it, but maybe he read it wrong or purposefully misinterpreted it, you know?
Yeah, well, or he's foreshadowing that he's gonna, like, hey, you got to come back for more.
Perhaps.
Free the first time. Next time it's behind a paywall for 5 minutes before somebody pays for it and then leaks it.
It's hard to misinterpret "I don't love you."
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I'm sure there's a way, though. I'm sure there's a way you can misinterpret that.
Let's get on to Jeremy. I did drop this link into chat if you guys want to read it yourselves. Jeremy, he's got a reason. Go ahead.
Before we get into that, thank you. Understatement. One unbiased guess seems like it was more about the car. It was probably subconsciously apparent that it was over, and taking the car was an allegory for leaving. That's actually not an unfair assessment. I think that you might be onto something there. They were saying things like "I don't love you" to each other for a while. That's always a possibility. Maybe they just fell out of love. I don't know. But the car being an allegory for leaving, I could see that. Like, he's worried that she's leaving him.
Wait, we'll get to that because there's stuff that needs to be talked about because of what was just said here. Thank you, Pumpkin Hawk. Remember, Steven made a video saying that his divorce was one-sided, and he said she didn't love him anymore, but he said he didn't love her in the clip. Yeah, Steven also says the divorce was all her idea. You know what else this article tells us, Jack?
That chocolate pudding is the best pudding?
No, you're thinking of the president. No.
Oh, yeah, tapioca's gross.
This article tells us that she didn't file for divorce until after she found out Steven hired a divorce lawyer.
But did he hire one or go consult with one?
It says hired.
Oh. Well, that's a bit of a change of perspective. Now I'm looking at pictures of this chick. She's kind of cute.
Oh, she really
hot.
is. Yeah.
She's not Asian.
Well, yeah, but for you, that would never be hot enough.
Well, if she needs a rebound bang, look me up, honey.
The Crowders were married in 2012 after dating for 2 years and being engaged for less than a year. Hillary Crowder filed for divorce in December 2021 after she learned that her husband had hired a divorce lawyer a month earlier. Whoopsie. So here's the time frame. She has the babies in August, and September, November, he hires a divorce lawyer. And then he comes out and like, I didn't want this divorce, man. The fucking state's allowing this to happen. I can't believe that this is legal. He'd already hired a divorce lawyer before she filed. Alan, thank you so much for the donation with no message. She didn't go file until after she found out that he secretly had hired a lawyer. According to the article. Now, as to what was said there, to your donation that you got, they probably said, I don't love you to each other all the time. A perfect time for her to rebut I don't love you would have been when he said it to her. And instead, what she repeats again is that I love you. This is what Jeremy was doing. But we don't know what else. And Jeremy actually takes it to the point, the quartering, for those who are wondering, Jeremy Hambley. He's like, do you guys remember the Amber Heard situation? Well, we don't know what happened right before this. No, we don't. But we can take some inferences based on what was said there. He's sitting there bitching about how if she goes to the store, which it would be unreasonable for him to have to do, which is what he says. It will be unreasonable, but I'll do it. He tells this woman, I don't love you because she's going to go to the store. Get him whatever he fucking wants. She even picks up the dog leash when he's like, do you love me enough to walk the dog? And she puts it back down because she was smarter than to just do everything he said.
I just wonder how the dog feels because he kept hearing the word walk over and over again, but nobody was walking him. So
right?
Like, am I going for a walk or not?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm going to need somebody to draw out a anything that makes what we watched there okay. Again, people argue over stupid shit. You say dumb shit you don't mean. And if people were coming out and, hey, look, this was an argument and he probably didn't mean it. All right. But that's not what people are doing. They're going, what'd that bitch do first?
Yeah, I think my issue with this is some of the things he said to her were, it could easily be construed as emotionally manipulative and emotional abuse.
Very.
Yeah, and I would have to say that just based on what we saw, I think he might have been emotionally abusive. Telling someone you don't love them because they don't have discipline and respect, that there may be more arguments that come out, but just from the context of what we've seen, that is an incredibly horrific thing to say to somebody you supposedly love.
Leaking the video is a worse betrayal than anything I've heard from Crowder. How's it a betrayal? They're getting divorced.
Yeah, unfortunately, in divorce, all things are fair game, and he has a bigger platform. If he's got video of her being an asshole, he could easily get millions of people to watch it.
He came out 2 days ago, and I chose wrong. I chose the wrong woman. She just doesn't love me anymore.
The fact that he said that she chose to leave the relationship, but he's the one that went out and got a divorce attorney, or at least talked to one first. I'm prepared to accept that he just talked to one. That kind of tells me that it's not entirely on her. So
he went public with this divorce shit first and started slandering her from the beginning.
Yeah, well, he also accused Candace Owens of, extortion.
Oh, all right. I don't believe it had anything to do with Candace Owens. I believe it was
but I think he's trying to direct blame in all sorts of directions.
She did run to the Daily Wire with her story. The Daily Wire didn't have this story.
No.
This is a Substack.
This was some dude's Substack, and he's a lefty.
Yeah. And her family ran to him.
Yeah.
Probably pissed off because he took this shit public.
Yeah, I think that if this was my sister going through this, I'd be like, oh, fuck you, dude. You went to the lawyer first. They're going to have more knowledge of it, but I would absolutely be like, fuck you. I got video, asshole. So I get that. I get her family going out and, trying to do exposing him on it. So.
That I do agree with. Steven can be a possessive diva and still not be the complete bad guy here. I didn't see possessive diva in there. I saw a controlling prick. Seriously, if you love me, you can't do A, B, C, and D.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Diva and prick, or controlling prick specifically, kind of similar lines.
No. A possessive diva wants things. That's not, I need you to be my slave as my wife. That's, That's how you treat your assistant, not your wife. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's fair. I have to revise a job posting. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right.
What this comes off as is almost Andrew Tatian woman control. That bitch will be disciplined. She will do what you say. She will respect you. Let me ask you this, guys. And be honest. In that video, did you see anything from Steven worthy of respect? Be honest. Anything worthy of respect from him? So, Jack,
Okay.
like I said, I really do want to go through the that one stream, but it would just take too long. I'm going to throw it into chat so people can watch it themselves if they'd like to. I think it starts like half an hour in, but Sydney and Jeremy talked about this today, and Jeremy took the L. He took the L, don't you know, because he learned his lesson, I guess. I don't fucking know. But he went and deleted his Crowder tweets, most of them, hashtag not all, because of course he's still got to stand up a little bit for him, because hey, I might get on his show one day.
Yeah, gotta chase that clout. I dropped the archive for the article too from that guy's Substack.
Oh, I had already done it, but thank you for doing it again.
Oh, we got people that are just coming in.
Yeah. That's why I said thank you for doing it again.
Oh yeah.
I just want you to know that I wasn't a complete asshole and didn't drop it for me.
Can I take the car?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
You
I don't want
better
to go anywhere. I
See,
just want the
this
option.
is the difference between me and Steven. I've been like, bitch, you better take the car and get me my steaks I was just talking about.
Oh yeah. No, bitch, get an Uber.
Because I don't like to leave the house.
Right? But telling your wife to take an Uber when she's 8 months pregnant, do you want to find her in a ditch somewhere with that baby carved out?
Oh, and there's two of them, so they can make some demonic wing thing with them.
Yeah, somebody's gonna kidnap them babies. Real quick, thank you, Alan, who says, "Love you guys." Thanks, Alan. Glad you're here. Appreciate it, man. We're always glad to see you.
Yeah, I find this absolutely stomach turning, and anybody who's finding defense of Steven right here, I just don't understand how. There's nothing to defend in that video.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that there's maybe more context here, fine, but the more that has come out about him, especially after the Landau contract where he showed the contract, I don't have a lot of faith that Steven isn't a control freak and probably incredibly narcissistic and self-centered. Not always the same thing, by the way. I mean, I didn't have that much respect for the guy to begin with, and it's lessening by the day. Also, position your cameras better, dude.
I think people are skipping over a lot of what is in the video. They're acting like there's so much more that could be there. There's a lot there that's very telling. Starting with from the beginning, when she's like, okay, I'll get somebody to pick me up. Who do you want me to get? Not, I'll call your mom. I will call somebody, giving name. I'll call them to come get me. Who do you want me to? And later him demanding discipline and respect. I mean, it's shown right there. I mean, she's been trained. There's so much in there that if you pay attention to what he is saying to her and how she's responding to him, and I'm not doing any kind of guesswork here. This is simple human interaction. She is totally at his mercy. And I don't mean that in he beats her down, because again, there's no kind of implication of violence. But this isn't a excuse me, an equally abusive relationship in this respect. You didn't see him go, who am I supposed to call? Who do you want me to call to take me to my mommy's house? She's not allowed to take the car because he may want to go somewhere. She's going to the fucking grocery store. She's not going like to Montana. She'll be back.
Did she say which grocery store?
And then she said, I'll be back when I'm back. Dad, that's not good enough. I need a time. I need a time. If you're going anywhere, I need 8:05. And if it's at 8:06, we're going to have a talking to, and you're not going to be allowed dinner.
You get grounded, young lady.
You will go to your room without dinner.
Yeah, what I saw of this, and again, we don't have everything fine. What I saw of this makes him look incredibly controlling and manipulative, and I didn't care for that.
Yeah. What I saw here, there's no defense for, and hoping and praying that you come out with a video where she's mean to him. All right, I guess. You guys do know that there are still asshole men out there. Just because Amber Heard was a twat doesn't mean all women are wrong.
Well, they are, but for different reasons.
Oh, yeah, sure. Men and women can both be shitheads. It's not always just the fucking woman, for God's sake. Anyhow. All right, Jack. Anything else you want to say on the Crowder thing?
But you made me wonder now when you said Montana, if she was going to drive from Texas to Montana to go to the grocery store, like maybe they have a great Piggly Wiggly up there or whatever grocery stores they have in Texas. So I'm kind of intrigued by that. But no, I don't think this is going to help Steven's case. I expect there's going to be more videos on both sides, and this is probably going to get public and ugly. And it'll make for interesting content. I think he looks like a douchebag, but I thought he was a douchebag before that. So this doesn't help him at all, especially after the Dave Landau stuff came out. And I'm interested to see if he does respond to this at all, because I think he's probably going to, and his ego won't let him not respond to it. But that would be probably a bad move for him. For his lawyers aren't going to like that.
Q says she could have known he hired a divorce lawyer and said certain things to tip him over, then directed the lawyer to the specific time in the recording. That's a great theory. Except for the recording happened 3 or 4 months before he talked to the lawyer. Ebbs, thank you so much. Or sorry, Easebees. I said that all wrong. Easebees. Look at the reason Crowder employees have been leaving. Knockgate Jared, Quarter Black Garrett, Dave Landau, especially Landau. Yeah, and the only one who's actually been allowed to talk about it is Landau, because he did not sign any kind of agreement.
Yeah.
And he talks about how he thinks Steven's in a bad place. That Steven had tipped over and needs some help.
Well,
He's
that's
very
kind
controlling.
of what Candace Owens implied too, but that turned into like an extortion accusation.
Right?
Like, honestly, if his life is falling apart as much as it looks like, he got booted from the Blaze, he's going through a divorce, a lot of his friends have quit, probably because of his actions, let's be real. He might be feeling like flailing quite a bit, and each thing he does makes it worse. So I really hope that if that's the scenario, he gets help.
Yeah.
Because I may not like the guy, but I don't want anything bad to happen to him.
And I've said always, I've liked Crowder. This makes me not. This is the final straw for me. Fuck Steve. He needs some help. He needs to, whatever it is, whether it's his ego or it's paranoia or a combination, that's a horrible fucking combination. He needs to get some help.
Yeah, and I hope he gets a really good shrink or something and processes through everything he needs to. A divorce is hard on anyone.
Sure.
When you're in the public eye, it's got to be 10 times worse, especially with kids involved, young kids. I think it's tragic that a relationship ends, but sometimes it's healthier for everybody involved. I don't know how this is going to play out. Honestly, I kind of don't care, except for the drama elements that are going to be entertainment, as awful as that sounds. But I think this is going to get public and messy, and hopefully Steven can find the help that he needs to maintain at least some peace. And same with her. I hope they both see a shrink.
Here's the last thing I want to say. It's okay to say, hey, I like this guy's content, but yeah, what he did there is fucked up. When you can't admit that people that you enjoy watching have done some horrible shit, or that, hey, this wasn't their best day, then you're just into the tribalism, and that is not ever a good place to be. People fuck up, and Steven's never going to get the help or learn how to deal with this stuff, because he apparently says that he knows he has anger issues. You need to learn how to deal with that. It's not okay to just say, yeah, I know that's a problem. That's only half the battle. Did you not pay attention to G.I. Joe? That's only half the battle. The rest of the battle is fixing the problem. It's not just okay to be like, I know I get angry. Well, all right, Bruce Banner. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, recognizing you have a problem is the first step. It's not the end all. You have to actually do something about it.
No,
you can't go through life being angry all the time.
You can, but you're going to end up alienated and
alone.
Alone, yeah. Oh,
real quick. Thank you, Keldrick. Crowder just needs a nice smoked sausage to fill his stomach and clear his mind.
Well,
is that a penis reference?
I'm not going to talk about Crowder and sausages because, look, there's people out there like, Crowder's just gay. I don't know if Crowder's gay. I don't. Maybe he is. Maybe he's fighting it his whole life. I don't care if he is. Because even if he was gay, what we saw in that fucking video is not okay. Anyhow, Jack, I want to show you a video.
Oh boy, videos. Is it was hot Asian dancing?
No, sorry. Is that what you needed?
What my entire Twitter feed seems to be.
Oh, yeah.
I
No.
Curated it very carefully.
This is a Popeyes chicken.
Ooh, they make pretty good food.
Well,
they're usually in the hood, though.
Well.
Oh.
I don't get paid for a month.
I'm going to turn this down because it doesn't much matter what's being said. This is a guy who claims he didn't get paid by Popeye's chicken, so he destroys the fucking restaurant.
Look, they didn't pay him for a month. Why'd you keep going after like 3 weeks?
Right. Why would you keep going?
I recognize the loyalty there, but you don't get to trash the store.
Even if they didn't pay, I mean, he actually destroyed electronic equipment in the store.
Oh, that's expensive stuff, too.
Stole from the register.
You're going to jail, dude. That's robbery.
There's people who were defending this going, he got his. That'll teach him.
It'll teach him 25 to life, probably.
Yeah, it's going to teach that guy. When he's like, what are you in for, new fish? I tore apart a Popeye's chicken. Oh,
that's so lame.
Right? Ain't it?
That's like, that's, you know, we watched a bunch of them where people are trashing like Taco Bells, and you expect that. But trashing a Popeyes, dude, Popeyes is almost always in the hood. Why are you trashing more shit in the hood?
Because he didn't get paid for the couple of days he worked.
Like, I understand that, but there's a way to handle that. You talk to corporate, you go over your manager's head if he didn't get you the money. Like, you go through the process. You don't just trash the place. It costs thousands of dollars beyond what you're owed. Probably tens of thousands of dollars since the registers were all fucked up. And then steal out of the drawer. You're going to go to jail, dude.
Yeah, that's prison time right there. Not just a little bit of prison time.
Yeah, that's felony level.
I'm really concerned on how he was getting, how he was working and not getting paid.
Well, you know, companies fuck up. Yeah, understatement said he could have gone to the Department of Labor and cleaned up. He would have got a good lawsuit out of that if they didn't pay him for a month.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then they refused to pay him. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't understand how. Look, I get the emotion. The people hate corporate things, especially if you've worked in food service and had a bad experience there. Yeah, fuck those guys. This ain't the way, yo.
Yeah, look, we all hate working shit jobs, okay? And any fast food is a shit job. Job's a job, granted, but and I respect the work, but you don't trash the place. It's counterproductive. Not only are they not going to exactly be motivated to help you, you're going to prison, and that money ain't going to go very far in your commissary. So this was incredibly counterproductive. It was foolish and it was impulsive. It was bad decision making all around.
Mhm.
And the person holding the camera really bad at their job too. What is it with
Really?
cameras today?
Well, they were good enough at their job that they actually caught him doing some of it.
Yeah, that's true, but it's really
So
jumpy. Put stabilizer on.
good job there. You helped your friend go to prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, he's not even wearing a mask, so you know it's him.
Yeah, his fingerprints are gonna be all over that place. But
Yeah.
I understand being angry, but controlled anger, learn to control your emotions. I would be furious if I didn't get paid for a month too, but I'd also stop showing up. It'd be like, fuck you, give me my money.
Yeah, and again, I would go somewhere that could actually do something about it rather than destroying the place.
Yeah, you could go over your boss's head. I'm not sure if Popeyes is franchised, but there's different levels of chain of command you could go through to try and get paid. And then if that doesn't work, you go to the Department of Labor and talk to them, and they will get you paid
Yeah.
because nobody wants the Department of Labor nosing around their books.
It's illegal not to pay people.
Yeah.
Now, this is the only question I have. Was he working off the books?
That's always a possibility, but I think there was probably just some fuck up where he didn't get his paycheck. Whether
But
the manager forgot to put his hours in or something.
the whichever way it is, it's illegal what was going on here if he wasn't getting paid.
Yeah. If he was getting paid off the books, you just
That's
beat the
even
shit
worse
out of the-
for him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he could just beat the shit out of the guy that owed him money then. You don't trash the place on video. That's terrible plans. It's just going to backfire on you.
If he was working off the books, why would he accept in the first place? There's a lot of reasons why you might not be able to be hired somewhere. I
Yeah.
don't know about Popeyes, but I know at Walmart, we interviewed tons of people, and like 95% of them couldn't work for us because apparently they were too dumb to realize that they were getting a drug test in the next few days.
Oh, yeah. You got to be prepared for your piss quiz.
Yeah. So if Popeyes has something like that, like, hey, you failed your test, we can't actually hire you, but I'll pay you $15 to mop up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they were doing something like that, yeah, what Cougar and I, you know what kind of trouble they can get in for not paying taxes on that shit?
Oh, yeah. Big time. That's why I said they don't want the Department of Labor nosing around.
Yeah, so we don't know for sure. And like I said, that was my only real question about what I saw there. That, like, why wouldn't he be paid? Because that should be an automatic thing.
It should
And-
be, but it depends on their computer. I've seen plenty of people get fucked over by a computer glitch on their paychecks.
Yeah, not paid for a month, though. That would be 2 paychecks at least.
Yeah. Well, what I'm guessing happened is one of the paychecks didn't go through, and they were trying to correct it. And instead of issuing him like the regular check the next time, they decided to hold it and issue it as one large check for the month.
Yeah.
And it just hadn't come through yet, which is a stupid way to do it, but I've seen that done way more than I care to admit to. So, place I used to work at did that shit. If they fucked up your paycheck, they'd just wait on your next check and it'd be late. So, there's plenty of stupid corporate policies that can fuck up your checks like that. But again, whatever the reason, this was the completely wrong way to handle it.
Yeah, that dude's going to prison.
Yeah, probably
for a long time. That's some serious damage done there.
Yeah. And that's a shame because if he had just controlled his temper, he probably could have got paid.
Oh, if he controlled his temper, he definitely would have got paid. Weird question, but did you hear Floyd Mayweather is going to box John Gotti III this June? No. Why is Floyd getting back in the ring?
Something to do.
All right. Look, man, you retired with a perfect record. Asterisk. But look, there was at least one fight he clearly lost, but the judges gave to him. But look, you retired with the perfect record. You're one of the most beloved boxers out there, even though you beat the shit out of a wife or two. Just stop. Stop.
Some people can't quit while they're ahead. Just ask Tom Brady.
Yeah, these things happen. All right. What else did I have? I don't care about that one. Oh, I just a reminder that, or an update. Yesterday, I told you I was working on a thing in Phasmophobia. Really, really difficult. I finally did it today.
Yay!
Yay! And I got lucky actually in how I did it, because I was gonna get it wrong again, Jack. But since I screwed up, I had to go a little longer, and that gave away the ghost, and I won. Yay! So I got all three of my skulls. So I'm happy. Somebody read that. Somebody read that and was like, "You're being angry about video games." I was bragging that I did it. What the fuck do you mean being angry?
I'm angry now.
They pointed to that and me saying, because Rihanna's been announced as the voice of Smurfette. I said, if I have to hear about Black Smurf, I'm going to start punching myself in the nuts or something to that effect. I'm like, why are you angry about Smurfs? I'm like, it's a oh, for fuck's sake.
There's like 3 blue ball jokes that come to mind immediately with the joke like that. So, yeah, I don't know. It's been a weird day for cracking jokes. So I don't know what to tell you.
People, a lot of my, okay. In fairness, the people we're talking about here are disingenuous shitbags.
Well, yeah.
But just because you make a joke or something like, why are you so angry? I made a joke. Where'd I lose you? Now,
jokes were disallowed in 2021, Monkey. Did you have your mask on when you told that joke? Because that's the only way that it's acceptable.
Shit, I did not.
There you go.
The last thing I want to show you tonight, Jack, is from MSNBC here.
Oh, God.
This is a dude who I see on MSNBC. I don't know his name. I don't care. He's often the one pointing to their screens for him. He's the only one smart enough to do it. So they have him do it, and he looks like one of the main characters from Revenge of the Nerds. I can't tell if he looks more like Lewis or what's the other one's name?
I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie in like 20 years.
Me neither. The only names I remember are Lewis and Booger. Because you can't forget Booger's name.
Yeah, well, his name's Booger.
His name's Booger. So he's gonna walk us through some polling they did, Jack. And I wanted to show this because you rarely get this kind of insight into how they do their bullshit. All right. So there we go.
Here's also what we talk about with mixed signal.
Is that way too loud?
That's a little loud, but it's probably fine. I don't know.
I'm gonna just bring it down a tad because that seems loud. There we go. What? Huh?
Are you familiar with the term woke? 3/4 of Americans say they are familiar with the term woke. Okay, what does it mean to you, those who are familiar with it? Does it make you more or less favorably inclined to someone or something who's identified as woke? And by about a 2-to-1 margin, people say that has a negative connotation. The term has a negative connotation.
Can I just point out here, more favorable, less favorable, and no difference adds up to 91%.
The other 8% just ran away. Or they were Antifa and they're like, you filming this? And they attacked them. Look, they're not good at math.
You look across party lines here. Among Democrats, it's more positive.
What's up?
I just caught this understatement said you can't use Smurf with the hard F.
That's true. That's true. It's Smurf. It's with a PH. And actually, Smurfette is spelled with a PH when they announced it. Is that how Smurfette is spelled?
I didn't think so, but I don't know. I'm gonna look up.
Or is that like PH like fat, right? Not FAT, PHAT. Is Smurfette gonna have a fat ass in this movie? Because that would be awesome. I wasn't gonna correct him, Q. Jack's not the math person.
No, I'm not a math person. I don't do math.
He's got that English degree.
Yeah, I do not understand the wizardry of mathematics. I fully admit that many times. And if there's anything even remotely close to addition, I'm fucked. So if you want to stump me, throw math problems because I'm not going to know the answer. And I'll just be like, I don't know.
All right, now he's going to break down how the different parties see woke.
Positive among Republicans. It's deeply unpopular, but there it is. It's among independents. The word woke.
Does he not come off like he's talking to like little children?
Yes. And Smurfette is spelled Smurf E-T-T-E.
Yeah, so they're spelling it wrong for Rihanna. Anyway.
Only some people are, because apparently Variety had it corrected. I saw the article there that they had it spelled correctly.
Huh. All right. Anyway, so with woke, 57%, even Democrats aren't like really big on board with woke. I mean, 57% is just barely over half. Republicans, 85% are against, and 55% of independents are like, yeah, that makes me hate it. Now, where I thought they were going with this, Jack, is like, see, they're just giving woke a bad connotation.
Oh, that's where I was suspecting you were going with this. Yeah.
No, not exactly. Not exactly.
Is it because they got to do a better job of branding?
Don't get ahead of the story.
Oh, okay. Well, it's Morning Joe, so you got a 50-50. You know?
Hey, look, they tell you how to think. That's their job.
That is their job. Just
tell you what to think. That chick married to the guy who had a dead woman in his office said so.
Look, every now and then you get a dead woman in your office. It's just a thing that happens. Sometimes deliveries go askew and you get a package meant for someone else.
All right.
Has a very negative connotation with Republican voters. And then when I say different things can mean different things to different people at the same time, here's what I mean. We ran a number of statements by people and asked basically, does this describe your view?
He also sounds like he has a lot of spit in his mouth. Swallow.
You're not a boss.
You're on audio here.
He's afraid if he swallows, it'll get Rachel Maddow all wet.
So we asked folks, the statement, our country needs to do more to increase social justice. 70% said.
But what does that mean?
Oh, well, it means communism, right? Social justice.
Our country needs to do more to increase social justice by not allowing people to have different opinions.
Yeah, obviously.
What would they say then?
Oh, well, no, you got to keep it nebulous and easily interpreted in multiple ways so that your dumb interviewee won't think too hard about it.
Easeby says, I love this guy's dedication to pointing at the number he's talking about.
Yeah, he really does like. Look, you got nothing else to do up there. You got to do something with your hands.
They agreed with that. 7 out of 10. Pretty big support there. Our country needs to reduce political correctness and cancel culture. Not quite 70%, but basically 2/3 also agree with that.
So those two contradict each other.
It's almost like it depends on how you ask the question.
Yeah, and how it's worded and what emphasis you put on what syllables when you're speaking. So
isn't it I mean, awesome that the second one here shows they know what woke means, what woke really means.
Yeah.
Look, when we asked it this way, anyway.
Or if you look at it this way, our country should be more tolerant of the LGBTQ community. 61% say they agree with that. Put it this way. If you ask it this way, we have gone too far. in promoting LGBTQ lifestyles in our culture, almost the same number.
All right, let's talk about those last two.
Well, you could be tolerant without heavy-handed propaganda.
You can be tolerant of gay people without saying everybody should be gay, because that would
Yeah.
be promoting gayness.
Yeah.
Those are entirely different things.
Yeah. Also, are we talking about the drag queen story hours?
Well, basically, yes. Drag story hour, the LGBT shit in schooling, all of that. There's a big difference between saying, hey, guys, we should be tolerant of gay people. We should be tolerant of them. Because tolerant just means, all right, that's happening. I'm not going to throw a fit about it. I'm not going to throw rocks at them when I see them on the sidewalk. Pushing it is an entirely different thing. But he even says, when you ask it this way, you didn't ask the same thing. You did not ask the same fucking question. See, in the top two, those at least you can say, okay, yeah, that's the same way of asking that question. Or two different ways of asking the same question. That increase social justice and reduce political correctness. Those are at least on par with each other. Like you pointed out, they're the opposites of each other. They're related, at least.
Yeah.
These two aren't related.
Yeah. I have to point out something Plague Doctor Zach just said. Why is midlife crisis Chris Ray Gun propagandizing me like this? Because it's MSNBC.
He's got to make a living too, man.
Nearly 60% say yes. So when you look at the contours of our political debate and how the two parties are kind of aligning themselves in these questions, a lot of these statements you might think would be in opposition to each other and would.
Those last two don't have to be in opposition to each other.
Yeah.
I am very tolerant of gay people because I don't care. As long as they're not touching kids, do your life.
Yeah, you do you. Just don't tell me what to do.
I am in absolute opposition to the promotion of the LGBTQ lifestyle bullshit that's going on right now.
Especially the bit being around kids.
Yes.
Hello, children. Ugh.
Polarized, and yet you run these statements, all four of these statements by people, and you're finding big majority support for it. So like I say, there is a lot of measures of divisiveness that comes through on social and cultural issues in this poll, but I think there's also a lot of sort of interpretive room here when you start.
And that he just said it.
Yeah.
Interpret it. This is how the polling works on the social nonsense. It's how they ask the question. Look, 90% of people agree with LGBT-ness. Wait, what'd you ask?
Yeah.
Did you ask that should we be more tolerant of gay people? Because most people will be like, yeah. Or did you ask, should we have drag story hour? Because those are they're not even in the same fucking ballpark.
No, I don't have a problem with gay people. I have a problem with people being around kids acting all sexual. That's a little creepy and weird. Don't touch the children.
I'm going to show you guys this example in real life on Monday when Mike comes to hang out with us, because Mike is as gay as the day is long. In fact, when I was describing Mike to my wife, I described him as ridiculously gay. Because he is. He's loud and proud, man. And I have no problem with it whatsoever. I actually like Mike. I think Mike is funny as shit. You know what Mike absolutely hates?
Pedophiles.
Drag queen story hour.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
He sees it like we do, Jack. It is just a way to indoctrinate children and get to touch them.
Yeah. I mean, it's not exactly subtle.
Gays against groomers. You can't go out there and go, they hate gay people. They are gay.
Yeah.
They are, again, ridiculously gay. These are in some cases stereotypes that you would see on television gay.
Yeah, but I don't really care about any of that shit. I just don't want people touching kids.
No, my point being that you can't. It's not like they're closeted and hate themselves. They're proud to be gay.
Yeah, they're just normal people that, dealing with their own shit.
And they absolutely hate the LGBTQ agenda that's going on. They absolutely hate it because they see it as we do. They're trying to touch kids.
Yeah, well, I mean, this hurts the gays more than anyone else. Because
sure.
who's the backlash going to come to? The entire LGBT.
Hashtag drop the T. LGB, you got nothing in common with T.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. But they're trying to convert all the gay kids into being trans.
True story.
So, you can't have tomboys anymore. You're just a closeted trans person, right?
But you don't normally get to see these assholes put it right there in your face. Hey, look, this is the shit we do. And so we had to take a look at that because it's not even subtle about it, Jack.
Yeah.
Like, look, these questions aren't even close to the same thing, but we're going to pretend they are.
Well, let's face it. MSNBC is A, desperate for content, and B, thinks their audience is full of half-wit tards. And they're not entirely wrong.
And I hear you with that, but this is all media companies. This is all polling. It's like the way that they ask questions in itself is propagandized.
Well, yeah.
You could ask those two questions on the same poll and get the same answers that he got there. What was it, 61 to 59 or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't mean that the people are contradicting themselves, which is how he puts it out there.
Yeah.
Anyhow, all right. Let's move along with some of the stories you brought tonight, Jack.
Moving on up. Yes, I tried to bring some fun stuff. It didn't work out, but I tried.
You know what? That's all right, because this first one is a great segue from the last thing we talked about.
Right?
Well done. Well done.
I'm good at that by accident.
You didn't even know what the last story I was going to do was.
Nope. I'm going to pretend I did, though.
In fairness, I never know what the last story I'm going to do is either. I might tell you. Teacher caught berating kids who object to LGBTQ lesson with severe threat. You don't have a choice.
That's not ominous at all.
All right. Let's look at that last poll question again. Do you object to the LGBTQ narrative being pushed? You have a teacher telling you don't have a choice. Do you think that's the same thing as it's okay to be gay? Anyway, teachers at Station Crown Wood Academy warned students who objected will be dealt with severely. Are they not going to get to use the car to go to the grocery store?
I'd be a little more worried it involved somebody touching your butt.
It probably does. Parents have lodged a formal complaint with the principal of a school in the UK regarding a lecture during which a teacher told students they would be dealt with severely if they object to being instructed about LGBTQ relationships. The complaint comes after students secretly recorded their teacher at Stationer's Crown Wood Academy in London as he berated anyone who would speak out against LGBTQ curriculum, according to the London-based nonprofit Christian Legal Center.
Now, let me stop you right there. You could tell this is in a mostly British neighborhood because this never would have happened in a Muslim area.
Oh, no. Yeah. No. This didn't happen where all that child grooming happened.
Yeah.
The unidentified teacher who suggested he identified with the LGBTQ community also explained to students how he is a good human being and that anyone who objects to instructions is effectively violating British values by claiming they do not value him. Man, that is that's quite the weight on your shoulders for the entirety of Britain to be valuing you.
Well, when you're as awesome as this guy thinks he is, we do have a bit of a theme of like egomaniacs today, don't we?
Even the Queen, who was the real Queen, not this guy, who was beloved, she didn't have the entirety of Britain valuing her.
Well, she wasn't of a protected group of people, Monkey.
She wasn't the right kind of queen.
Yeah. She wasn't Freddie Mercury type of queen.
Right. School has also recently conducted why do you guys listen to us? I mean, we're funny, but
Like, share, and subscribe. Give us money.
that was a lot of Queen jokes in a row.
Money me.
The school has also recently conducted LGBTQ promoting events. Promoting. I hate that. You shouldn't be promoting.
It's not indoctrination if they're promoting something, monkey.
Promoting events that include pride flags and badges as a means of showing allegiance. Nope, not going to do it.
Term bands, what?
Allegiance to the LGBT cause. Allegiance.
Yes, you must show your allegiance and attend the rallies, and then your social credit score will go up, and you'll be allowed your rations for the week. Enjoy your bug paste, citizen.
According to the Christian Legal Center, which is assisting the parents in their complaint. The impetus for the teacher's February lecture was a complaint from a 14-year-old Muslim student. Oh my God. A 14-year-old Muslim student who raised concern. Can't wait for the groomer wars when the religion of peace fights drag queen story hour for dominance. Thank you, Keldrick. Thank you so much.
While we're on the topic, thank you, Evolved Potato. The Muslims are fine with grooming children just as long as it's in their particular way. The same goes for those pedo pride ideologues. Yeah, you're not wrong. That confrontation will be very explosive, let me tell you.
I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be saying this easy beasy, but I like ease bees better. LG and B agree that there are only two genders. The T is the retarded new kid. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're not wrong.
And the two spirit, we don't talk about them.
Well, neither did the Indians until this all popped up.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
They weren't treated as they were treated as special. Not that kind of special. Yeah, they were you're over there. Go drool on yourself. Anyway.
Yay!
Put on a dress and go drool on yourself. You can't hunt. Anyway.
It's not a dress, it's a moo-moo.
The impetus for the
It's just a giant bib.
For the teacher's February lecture was a complaint from a 14-year-old Muslim student who raised concerns about being shown a video that affirmed children coming out as gay, lesbian, or bisexual, according to complaint from the unidentified Christian parents. All right, so a 14-year-old Muslim objects to a video saying it's okay for kids to be gay. And that led to the teacher going, "You will take it and like it," or something like that. And that led to Christian parents being like, "Nah, bruh." Am I understanding this right?
Yes.
Let me be very clear. You don't have a choice whether or not you learn about LGBT plus in this school, the teacher said in the recording, which has gone viral on social media.
Yeah, what do you think this is, Florida?
You don't have a choice, the teacher continued. It's one of our values, our British values, and if you refuse to do it, that will be dealt with severely. Why would I not? Why would I care if anyone in this room wants to love somebody, whether it be a man or a woman? Your phrasing there is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking to children and you say, why would I care whether anyone in this room wants to love a man or a woman? You mean adults and children? You're a teacher. You should worry about that.
The teachers are the ones trying to get with the kids from what I've seen lately.
Why would I care if someone wants to say, do you know what? I don't know if I'm male or female. I'm exploring. Why does that matter to me? What does that matter? You sure seem to be awfully upset about it.
Seems real interested in where these kids are putting their diddly bits.
Seems like it matters to you a lot.
Very angry person.
After claiming the bullying he suffered from girls as a boy because of his mannerisms continues to haunt him as a I'm sorry. As a 40-year-old man, the teacher said words can be hurtful and reiterated that students don't have a choice whether or not you learn about LGBT in the school because it's a British value. All right, I got to go back. Jack,
Okay.
in England, do they go to school until they're 18?
I believe so.
For argument's sake, let's say he went to primary school till 18. That's if my math is correct, he's 30 or 40. So that's 22 years ago.
I'm not a math person, but it sounds good.
22 years at least since he's been mocked by girls. And he's still holding on to that hatred and anger.
Yes. Oh, Keldrick said, "Oh my God, get some therapy, bitch ass," and that does seem appropriate here. But at the same time, I mean, who hasn't been mocked by a woman and you've held that grudge for 20 plus years? That seems totally not insane to me. Oh dear God, this person's crazy. Like, let it go, dude. Let it go. I've been flipped off on the highway by people less crazy than this. This guy probably needs some therapy. Maybe he could split the cost of a therapist with Crowder. I don't know, but yeah, he seems a little bit like he's holding a grudge.
As a man, gay or not, if you are more than a decade out of school and still holding grudges about shit that happened there, you probably do need to just go get therapy, because you should have so much more going on in your life right now. This is something we teach to kids. Like, look, sometimes school can be hard. Sometimes dealing with peers can be hard, but it gets better. And by gets better means eventually you're going to leave the school and you're going to go have a real life.
Yeah. Maybe he's got, like, he's talking about being in school now, and it's like in the teacher's staff room, and they're making fun of his lisp or something.
I hear you, but he said suffered from girls as a boy. So this goes back to
identify as a boy? Did he just start identifying as a man?
No. This is him talking about when he was in school.
Oh, well, I got nothing then. This is very weird.
You need to let it go, for fuck's sake.
Sounds like a lot.
I remember school, Jack. I had things that, marked my world. He's not talking about the death of a parent here. He's talking about some girls made fun of him.
Yeah, if I had a nickel every time some girl made fun of me in school, I'd be a fucking billionaire by now. But, dude, let it go. It's been a long time. Okay, move on. It's okay to move forward.
And if you say something that's derogatory or could hurt somebody else in this room, that is very serious. And it is as serious as if you were using racist language. Do not do it.
Right? Oh, real quick. Thank you, Muslims. And you are free fallen. Yeah, and you are free fallen.
No, they were flying. They were teaching poodles how to fly. Today, we're teaching gay people how to fly. That would be funnier with the F word, but we're not allowed to say it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, the teacher said that if any student disagrees with him, they need to go home and have a conversation with your parents about why their values are so at odds with what Britain is. He explained that parents can only remove students from sex education class, but claimed that school's LGBTQ instruction is not sex education, but focuses on relationships. Do you have, all right, let me ask you. Do you have a heterosexual instruction class?
You're kidding, right?
Well, no, I mean, if this is about relationships, aren't there heterosexual relationships?
Nobody cares about those.
Wouldn't it be instructive to, like, Steven Crowder could have used a class on heterosexual relationships? on how to have a healthy kind of relationship, right?
I suppose.
Okay. You do not have the authority or the ability to refuse to do it. I cannot tell you how much having people not recognize who I am and openly say that they do not value who I am, because when you say I do not agree with LGBTQ people, you are saying you don't value me. Like on anything?
You're their teacher. They don't value you. You're very replaceable.
Why should I be based on who I choose to love, whether you agree or not? Don't say something that's going to make me or someone else feel like less human. Dude, you're a grown-ass man talking to children and saying that they can make you feel less human.
Yeah. Not only are you opening yourself up for a litany of harassment and insults from teenagers who are now going to fuck with you endlessly on every social message board they can find.
Yeah.
You're a giant pussy little baby with a smooth brain. And it's not because you're gay, it's because you're a fucking idiot.
I would fuck with this guy so much I'd get kicked out of school.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'd be in big trouble over this. This guy sounds like a real asshole.
You're a teacher whining that children are hurting your feelings.
Yeah. Not only are you
40-year-old teacher,
you're a pussy and you're a douchebag. You sound like somebody who's like a control freak.
Easeby says, I'm a nobody, but I'll make you laugh. I don't know that you're a nobody, but you do make me laugh quite often.
Real quick. Thank you, Evolved Potato. I was bullied for leaving school to attend my grandfather's funeral. They literally destroyed half my stuff and broke my DS console. The next year, I didn't give a shit. This man is a fucking little crybaby bitch. That sucks that happened to you, dude. But yeah, I agree completely.
When you're a child or a teenager, the way your peers address you and bully you like they did with you, Jack, and like obviously did to him, I understand that hurting. I really do. I understand that just crushing your world at times. This is a 40-year-old man who has removed at least 2 decades, Jack, from when this bullying happened. And it was girls laughing at him.
Yeah. There's a point at which you just have to let shit go.
Be a man. Again, this has nothing to do with gay or not. You're a man. You should be able to be like, all right, that was when I was a kid. Let's move on. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, I hate these people. I hate them. All right. What do we got next? Oh,
We're sticking with the UK for a minute.
do you have the you probably don't. I was gonna, do you have the one about the trans biker? Not biker. Bicyclist?
I don't think so.
There's a trans bicyclist who is joining the trans biking again this year, or the women's biking again this year. There's video of this person last year. They'd fallen off their bike and a female bicyclist is going around them. They pick up their bike and shove it into the girl as she's riding by.
I remember that.
Yeah. And that's the one they're welcoming back.
Stunning and brave of them.
It's so stunning, and it's stunning. So brave. For fuck's sake. They beat it. It's a man who beat a woman with a bicycle on video. Yeah, get that man back in here because he looks vaguely female now.
Well, they don't want a bunch of Antifa fatties coming around and bothering them.
I am fried chicken says into, yeah. So he picks up his bike by the frame, and as they're riding by, shoves it into the person.
That's fucking childish.
It's fuck off. You couldn't even say that that's the one who knocked him off the bike because he couldn't have been off the bike that long.
Yeah.
This person comes up from behind him. I followed you for a good few years. Seriously, have me on. We'll have a good time. Hit me up in DMs. We have to talk about whether I can have you on. I usually have to watch somebody before I have them on. Just just for like audio issues and stuff.
Yeah, we don't do a lot of guests anyway. So
I'm not opposed to them. It's seriously the audio. I blame Gutenberg. I miss Gutenberg. You ever have somebody on and Gutenberg hears a bad mic and he would just berate them until they left?
yes.
But yeah, promise I won't get you a strike. I appreciate that. I don't doubt you in that manner. That's not what it comes down to. It's mostly how the audio and stuff works out, and whether or not there's something to talk about. Trans marathoner Glenique.
Yep.
A word?
Nope.
I feel like that's not really a word. You got to pick your own name and you went with Glenique.
Well, the word half of that was already a name.
Q, thank you so much. Sometimes I think it'd be cool if people had superpowers like the X-Men, but then I'm reminded that human failures like this British teacher would turn every prom into Carrie reenactments. They're
Right?
all gonna laugh at you, right? Yeah, you're not wrong. But remember, not everybody in the X-Men world gets those powers until they retcon that shit, and it's like, no, we have to wake it in everyone. You know that's coming, right? Anyway, Glenique Frank offers to give back medal after beating 14K in female category. Transgender runner Glenique Frank is offering to return her London Marathon finisher's medal over the outrage caused by her beating nearly 14,000 women in the female category. Jack, don't beat women unless you're going to beat 14,000 of them all at once.
Well, you gotta go for the record, I guess.
If they want me to give my medal back, I'll say, okay, fine, no problem. The 54-year-old personal trainer exclusively told the Post on the unintended outrage Sunday's run sparked. If they really think I've stolen the place of a female runner, I don't mind giving the medal back because I'll run again next year for charity. But I don't want to apologize because I didn't do anything wrong. Well, you beat women.
Yeah, you weren't a woman in a woman's race.
I didn't do anything wrong, Frank stated firmly. They should have said frankly. Saying she was only sorry for upsetting her critics, who she maintained were mostly haters. They're angry because they're saying that one of 14,000 women behind me could have had my place. Really? I did the race in 4 hours, 11 minutes. There's a lot of women that beat me. Then why did you get any kind of medal? Noted Frank, who came in 6,159th place in the female category. I get it. I'm not a woman. I don't have a womb, said Frank, who plans to pay around $20,000 to have top and bottom surgery next year. But I didn't compete as an elite, so I didn't steal any money. Well, how did they get a medal? How do you come in 6,001? I'm so confused. 6,159th place and get a medal.
I think it's by brackets. It's like you get different like age brackets and stuff like that. I don't remember. I've read a couple articles on this because it's been kind of a story going around for a few days now. So, but yeah, they did get a medal, and you can see it on their Stunning and Brave gut.
Yeah, you can see it right there. I again just wondering why a medal.
There's a lot of people with medals there, so I don't know.
When I entered the London Marathon, it says female, male, or other. I tick female because I see myself as a female. Don't pay attention to the penis. And called it quite sad that anyone should have to describe themselves as other. Well, no, it should be male or female. The only reason there's an other is because we've decided that other's a thing now.
Yeah.
Did you see that fucking idiot? Okay, we'll have to watch a video. Frank swore she never intended to trick anyone and will stick to whatever rules are in place at any race. So you're still going to race against women even though you're a biological man. All right. I've known since I was 5 that I was in the wrong body.
Yeah, up until like 2 years ago, you were still running in men's races.
It took 49 years for you to realize you needed to have the surgery, right? It created so much anger, Frank said, that it's nicknamed Psycho before she transitioned 3 years ago. Nobody called you that. Stop it. Nobody called you that. Transition also meant that running against biological women is not cheating. She even wrote to her main critic, Yamuchi, telling her, I am not at an advantage as I have very low testosterone due to hormone replacement therapy.
But you already have the muscle density of a man for decades, literally.
Yeah. No. See, the reason we need puberty blockers is so that kids don't turn into the biological species they're supposed to be, even though you can basically undo it within a year with hormone treatment. Right? That's the logic, right?
I don't know. I don't understand any of this anymore.
You got to stop them from going through that puberty that they're supposed to go through, even though all you need is a year of hormone replacement, according to sporting authorities. 1 year of hormone replacement will turn you into the other sex. That's what we're told. So why do we need the puberty blockers again? It wouldn't be so that people who have an affinity for little dicks to have them longer to play with.
They just like the smoothness.
They like that tiny baby dick.
Yeah. It's for the teachers.
Anyway, fuck these people. This male ran in yesterday's London Marathon as Glenique Frank in the female category, finishing 60th whatever place out of 20,000. So I'm nearly 14,000 actual females suffered a worse finish position because of him. Last month, he ran in Tokyo as Glenn Frank. Well, Glenique, go fuck yourself. You're a piece of shit. Anyhow. So, Jack, what else did you... Oh, before... Go ahead.
Thank you, Evolved Potato. Everyone should get a medal. Actually, everyone should get 10 medals. This is in no way influenced me working in the business that sells medals to these things. Nope, nothing to do with that. No, you're just being a very progressive person who wants everyone to feel like a winner. Thank you, Evolved.
I have 2 videos we got to watch real quick, Jack. The first one is regarding the chick we just talked about, who was born a man, who's bicycling against females. Watch this person in the white top right here. Boom. Body checked a woman with a bicycle. Don't worry. There's no problem with having men compete against women in these things, Jack.
No, apparently being angry and violent is not a problem either, because welcoming them back.
Speaking of angry and violent, this next one kind of made me a little angry and violent.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, less violent, but more angry because I can't believe we put up with this shit.
Oh, her.
Yeah, see, I'm going to do it to you tonight instead of the other way around.
Yeah,
that came out all wrong. Anyhow.
Yeah, I see what you're going for there, but I'm driving the car later.
You better make sure you get my steak and grill bits or whatever.
Whatever, I do what I want.
So a couple of people might have been surprised by my transgender pin that I put on this morning.
I don't even know you, and I am in no way surprised you have a transgender pin on. In fact, the only thing surprising about this is that there's not a pride flag behind your head right now.
There might be, but she's not exactly angling the camera correctly. I'm a little bothered by the fact that her lipstick matches her dress. That always weirds me out.
And her necklace.
Yeah, and her
Yeah.
earrings.
And her earrings.
It's too much matching.
I'm a little weirded out that she lifted up her titty to show me her trans pin.
I think she just wanted to touch her boobie at that moment.
I figured it's about time that I came out and talked about my gender identity.
Nobody
Okay.
cares.
One great pause face.
Yeah.
People, when you're recording yourself on your phone or wherever, don't look at the phone, look at the camera.
Yeah. Also hold it at eye level, so it doesn't. We don't have constant up nose shots. Nobody wants to look at your boogers.
It annoys me so much when people are looking down. Just look at the camera. It's not that hard to do.
Yeah, that was one of the.
Go ahead.
That's one of the things that really bothered me when I was watching Sin do Amberlyn Reed videos. She'll look at the viewfinder and then make duck lips at herself.
Yeah.
And I find it really weird and mildly disturbing that people are that into what they're busy looking at themselves and not focused on the task at hand.
I am trigender, which means like a triangle, I have 3 genders.
No, you don't. I just want to answer that question for her real quick. No, you don't.
Yeah, that's not a real thing.
Male, female, and non-binary.
Okay, Jack, this is the point where my brain went, oh, God.
Yeah, how can you be non-binary and be trigender? That makes no sense. What are you, the Manny Faces of gender? Like somebody come around and turn a button and you turn into a monster face? I don't get it. Yes, I made a Masters of the Universe reference. Live with it.
Look, we've seen I'm female and non-binary, and I'm male and non-binary, and we pointed out how stupid that is because they're literally in opposition to each other.
Yes, it's like being an anarcho-capitalist.
Yes, and this bitch is like, no, that ain't good enough. Hold my latte. I'm all of them. I am male, I am female, and I am neither.
I am stupid. Hear me, derp.
And the difference between trigender and gender fluid is that I feel all 3 of these genders at the same time.
That sounds like a weird porno.
It does.
She feels them all at the same time.
Sounds like one of those 70s softcore porns that they used to do, like the Alice in Wonderland one, and like the erotic adventures of the 3 Musketeers, where there's like a plot to it. It's mostly plot with some boobs every now and then, and people simulating humping. That's what she just described.
Do you think she feels especially male when she's on her period?
Yeah. There's a lot of anger and resentment there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what these fucking crackpots think.
She says she feels them all the time. How do you feel male while bleeding from your vagina? You realize we don't have those, right? We can't bleed from our vagina.
And if you have bleeding down there as a man, go to a doctor immediately.
Yeah, especially if it's from the front hole.
Well, back hole is probably colon cancer.
The front hole probably kidney, bladder,
muscle death.
Guys, if you have any bleeding down there, I realize it can be a little bit embarrassing to go talk to a doctor about that, but do it.
Yeah,
anyhow.
Go to your doctor.
All the time. It doesn't ever shift or change, or where I feel one gender more strongly than the other, like gender fluid tends to be. Also, I should recognize and accept that
I am neither of these things, and I'm just trying to get attention. Oh, sorry. I was filling in the proper blank for her there.
Yeah, you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to play along with this sort of delusion.
That a lot of people don't see non-binary as a third gender.
Because it's not.
They see it as something completely separate from
made
the
up
binary
bullshit
of male and female.
Uh-huh.
But for me, it's like a third gender.
For me,
for you, it's a way of getting attention.
For me, it's like a third gender. I'm special.
You have no idea how unique and quirky I am.
I'm so special.
I'm special. I'm the specialist of specials because I'm unique in my specialness.
Or I guess you could call it a third identity.
No, I'm not calling it that either. Is there non-binary alter fronting right now?
I would accept that she has multiple personalities before I will accept she has multiple genders.
Yeah, it's fair. That's fair.
Fuck.
So how I feel gender-wise is like a man, like a woman, and as neither at the same time.
No, you feel like a lonely person who is in desperate need of attention and probably a hug from your parents.
Can you feel like you're on fire and not on fire at the same time?
Maybe. Not likely.
I hope this clears things up, but let me know if you have any more questions. I'm happy to answer.
Look, lady, let me explain a very difficult truth in life. You're a very not attractive person. You're very, at best, average, a little overweight. Probably could use some Slim Fast and some sit-ups. But people will still like you if you're a likable person. You don't have to try so hard to be interesting.
No, this is one of those people who thinks very lowly of themselves, and this is how they are getting attention and getting people to care about them.
Yeah, and it's a horrible way to do that.
Yeah.
Work on self-improvement, and people will like you. You don't have to be so desperate and try hard. It's sad. It makes me sad.
It works these days, Jack.
I know, and that makes me even more sad and slightly angry.
Instead of having to become a better person, all you have to do is take on a new gender.
Yeah, and it's a short-term attention-getting thing that they're going to keep chasing that high. It's not going to in any way actually enrich their lives. They're not going to find a life partner who's equally average looking and whatever, like normal people do. People usually tend to pair up. Beautiful people get other beautiful people. Cute people get cute people. Uggos like us get uggos. It's just the way it is. But this is not a productive life fulfillment. This is just a short-term dopamine hit. And it's really going to lead to misery down the line. A lot of these people are going to be terminally unhappy.
Jack, we're going to have to wrap up here because I still do want to get a game stream in tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And I just saw that it is 4/22, my birthday, in the morning. And I'm going to need to get a game stream going.
Before we do that, thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. Monkey always says go to the doctor. They've seen everything. Yeah, until they look shocked and get the med students, then it's then you get to name things. Seriously, though, go to the doctor, people. Right? I had that experience when I was in the hospital. That was fun.
I have often called myself a medical marvel because I go to the doctor and like, I don't know what the fuck, I don't know. It's usually nothing. I've never had to name anything, Jack.
I had when I was in the hospital for my lung infection, I had the med students come in because this was like a new thing for them. So
gotcha.
The doctor's like, yeah, we gotta find out if he has lung cancer or an infection. And they're like, oh, okay. There was this really hot little Chinese girl. And I was like,
nice.
Hey, how you doing?
When the doctor had to do the nerve test on me to test, how my nerves were working. By the way, one of the worst tests I've ever had in my life. God damn, that hurt.
Ooh.
Halfway in the middle of it, she goes, and by the way, this is a neurologist who's been in the field for a decade. She goes, I need to go consult one of my colleagues. I've never seen this before. I'm like,
oh,
that can't be good.
Yeah, that's brown trouser time right there.
It just turned out that it was something she wasn't familiar with, thank God. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. I do want to reiterate from earlier, you don't have to support somebody in everything just because you enjoy their content. When it comes to this Crowder thing, because this is going to be going on for probably a week, Jack. Not necessarily here, but on the internet itself.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get dragged out to being annoying.
It's okay to admit that Crowder is an asshole. He clearly is in that clip. You don't need to make a defense for it. But you don't have to love everything. It's
No.
okay. Like, hey, I like his content, but yeah, he fucked up here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us, for the shares, the likes, everything you guys do to support the channel. We appreciate it more than we can ever express. Thank you for the donations. You guys are fucking awesome. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll drop a link to one of my favorite short videos about a kitty cat. Thank you all so much for the donations. Like Monkey said, we really do appreciate it. So thanks for coming out. And even if you disagree with us, we appreciate your viewership and your opinions. And I think Crowder's a dipshit, but that's not new for me. So
Be over on twitch.tv/rantingmonkey here in just a little while, playing something, probably 7 Days to Die, to finish that. Well, I don't want to say to finish, to keep trying to not die in that one.
haven't you won that game yet?
There is no winning that game. That's one of the beauties of that game.
That's boggles my mind. That's ridiculous.
I don't need to beat a game. I like to just play. I beat that game when I become stronger than the zombies and they can't touch me, and then I start over, Jack.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Besides, Nuts loves that game, so even if I had beat it, I'd probably still play it from time to time.
What do they call those sandbox games?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
Eventually, they are going to put in a storyline. That's one of the goals, and they're going to put in bandits, which I'm really not happy about because the pathing already is kind of jank, and I can't humans with guns. That's going to be fucked.
Yeah,
But
that sounds like that won't help the game any. Now, how long has this game been out? Like a couple years, right?
multiply that by about 4.
They haven't put in a story mode yet?
No, they've been revamping the game, and they've done some major changes over the years. But yeah, it's been out for about 8. Is it almost 9 or is it almost 8 years?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like the No Man's Sky of zombie games.
No Man's Sky just got a major update too.
Aha!
So, guys, we'll be over on twitch.tv/rantingmonkey playing a little 7 Days to Die. Thank you guys for joining us. Jack, a pleasure as always.
I'm always glad to be here.
I'm being told 10 years, 2003. Is that when it went into alpha? Well, alpha 5 came out.
I don't know.
Anyway, doesn't matter. A long ass time. That's what. It still hasn't gone gold. Eventually it will. I have faith. And I will be there playing it unless I die, Jack. So let's hope I don't die.
Yeah, don't do that.
Let's always hope I don't die. That's a good thing to close on. Everybody, have a wonderful night. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Don't yell at your pregnant wife, you stupid. Now that's a bad song. Let's do something better. Blue lip people who are really fat think they're more than one person. What's up with that?